Why do we fight? I mean, from little arguments in the schoolyard all the way up to global conflicts, there's this hidden pattern playing out. We're about to dive into a really powerful theory that explains everything from fashion trends to online witch hunts, and it all kicks off with one simple but pretty profound question.
No, seriously, just think about it for a second. That new phone everyone has to have, that viral dance challenge, that one career path that suddenly seems like the only one to be on, where does all that desire come from? Is it really, truly ours? Well, the answer reveals a pretty startling truth about human nature. Okay, so our journey starts with the work of a French philosopher named René Girard. He came up with this pretty radical idea he called mimetic desire. And in a nutshell, he argued that our deepest wants, well, they aren't actually our own. So here's Girard's big idea. He said, desire isn't a straight line between you and some object. Nope, it's a triangle. We see someone else, a model, wanting something, and it's only then that we start wanting it too. We don't just want the thing, we kind of want to be like the person who has the thing. Think about a car like this. Do you want it because of the engine specs and the gas mileage? Or do you want it because you can just imagine the way people would look at you driving it, right? We're not just buying a car, we're buying into a status that someone else already defined for us.
It's the exact same thing with our homes. You're scrolling through social media, you see a friend's perfectly clean, minimalist apartment, and all of a sudden, your own place just feels messy and cluttered. That desire wasn't even there a minute ago. It was created by seeing what somebody else has.
In this whole process, it even shapes our own bodies. We see a certain look getting celebrated online or in our friend group, and we start chasing it. The same kind of clothes, the same workout routine, the same whole vibe. We are constantly copying the models of desire all around us.
But, and this is super important, this isn't some kind of weakness. It's literally how we learn everything. A baby copies a parent's smile. A kid copies their friends to figure out the rules of a game. The problem is, this powerful engine for learning, it doesn't just shut off when we become adults. It keeps running, silently shaping what we think of as our most adult ambitions.
So, if copying each other is so natural, what's the big deal? Well, this is where the theory takes a bit of a dark turn. Because when we all start wanting the exact same things, we slam right into a huge, unavoidable problem: scarcity. You know, the problem is just simple math, really. We can all want the corner office, or the lead role in the play, or the most admired person as our partner. But there's only one of each. The things we're taught to want are almost always, by their very nature, in short supply.
In this slide right here, it lays out the tragic path we end up walking. First, this mimetic desire makes us admire someone, but then scarcity turns that admiration into rivalry. The very person who showed you what to want is now the person standing in your way. And just like that, friends become rivals, and the whole community starts to crackle with this unspoken tension.
You can almost feel that tension, can't you? A whole society just simmering with envy and competition. It's like a pressure cooker. It can't last forever. All that social steam needs a release valve before the whole thing just explodes.
And this brings us to the dark, beating heart of Girard's entire theory. To solve this mess of internal conflict, he argued that human societies, for thousands of years, have stumbled upon this horrifyingly effective and usually unconscious solution. So instead of everyone fighting with everyone else, the group, without even realizing it, finds a way to aim all that hostility at one single point. All the blame, all the frustration, all that tension gets laser-focused on one person, the scapegoat. So who gets picked? Well, it's never the most powerful person, that's for sure. It's almost always someone on the edges, the foreigner, the person who thinks differently, the misfit, someone who's different enough to get noticed, and just weak enough that they can't really fight back when the mob turns on them.
And here's the terrible magic of it all. By uniting against this one common enemy, all those internal rivalries just vanish. The people who were competing yesterday are now best friends, bonded by their shared hatred. The tension is gone. But the piece that comes next is a complete lie, because it's built on the suffering of an innocent victim.
Now, this slide draws a pretty provocative line from the ancient past to right now. The source material suggests that this old mechanism hasn't gone away, it's just changed its clothes. Could it be that what once required a literal sacrifice now takes the form of a digital one? You know, an online pile-on where a group finds a common enemy, channels all its outrage, and then feels this weird sense of unity in their collective anger? But here's the thing, a piece that's built on a scapegoat is never stable. It can't be.
The rivalries underneath it all are still there, just waiting to bubble back up. So the tension will always build again. And that leads to the most important question of all. How do we get off this violent merry-go-round?
According to Girard's theory, the only real way out isn't to get better at finding scapegoats, it's to stop playing the game entirely. And that means developing the awareness to just pause and ask yourself, wait a second, is this desire really mine? Or did I just catch it from someone else, like a cold?
At the end of the day, the scapegoat is just a painkiller, not a cure. It makes the group feel better for a little while, but it doesn't fix the underlying sickness. So unless we learn to manage our competitive, copied desires, the cycle is just going to repeat itself. The peace will fall apart, and the hunt for a new victim will begin all over again.
So, we end with this question, and it's not for the world, it's for you. Take a hard look at your own ambitions, the things you want more than anything in life. Are they really, truly yours? Or are you just chasing a perfect copy of somebody else's dream? Knowing the difference, well, that's the first step toward true freedom.